I guess the big news, Cameron Serrato's signing. What does that mean for the club, do you feel?
Yeah, it's great for the club. Obviously, he's a great coach. It's well documented what he's done at Penrith and how good of a job he's done over there. So he's going to be great for the club moving forward.
Have you spoken to him, Jacko, as captain?
He gave me a ring yesterday, Arvo, just to touch base pretty much, only for a minute or so. But other than that, mate, no.
What do you sort of expect? Because there's a few guys here who have been coached by him. What have they said about him?
Not too much, really. We haven't spoken too much about it. But like I said, it's from the outside looking in at that Penrith system. They're obviously a very good defensive system over there, and he's the defensive coach. So hopefully he brings that over.
Have you had much to do with him in your career?
No.
Was that your first conversation with him yesterday?
I just had a few yarns to him just in passing at games and whatnot, but pretty much.
Do you think he's obviously he's got a lot of good relationships with a lot of players and some positive attributes, but do you think he's a coach that can attract a lot of other players to the club as well? Yeah,
well, I hope so. From speaking to a couple of boys just briefly about it, it seems like he's got a good rapport with the players and a good relationship. And obviously he knows his footy and the technical side of things as well.
What about the stability that it brings back? Like a 5-year contract, I don't know if it's about how long it is, but the stability that comes with that for a club that hasn't really had a lot of stability in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think the long-term deal is great. It obviously takes coaches a fair while to come in and establish their systems and their structures and to get the players and the personnel in that they want, and that sort of stuff takes time. So I think the long-term deal, I think, it's great for the club.
Does it, do you sort of feel like you've been craving that stability for a while as a club?
Yeah, well, every time a new coach has come in, it's obviously been a lot of positivity around it. We haven't delivered the results, but as I said, these things, they take time. So, yeah, again, I think it's a great move by the club.
Given the points that have been let in lately, and you mentioned he's strong defensively, is that an area you see him sort of rebuilding? Yeah,
well, again, mate, Penrith are the best in the competition defensively. So, yeah, I hope that's something that he brings. I expect that he will.
What about Mick Potter, mate? Obviously he's done a pretty good job here for the last couple of months. Do you think he could get full-time gig elsewhere?
That's not really a question for me. I don't even know if he wants a full-time gig, to be honest. I'm not too sure. I haven't really spoken to him about it, but yeah, he's been great for us. He's a good, calm influence. He promotes us to play footy, and he's honest with players, and he's got a good relationship with players. So if that's something that he wants, I'm sure that he will do a really good job.
Was the thing that kept coming up, didn't it? Was sort of like, mate, do you want it? And his answer was like, oh, no, I'll think about it. Did he ever actually indicate to you whether it was something he was interested in long term?
No, he's pretty hard to get a read on, Potsy, so I'm not too sure.
Are the Eels being kept to 0 on the weekend? Is that, do you look at that and think, oh, they're going to be ready to rock, or is that something you can exploit maybe?
Yeah, they're always a team that we have good tussles with, and they've got a lot of strike players in their team, and yeah, we'll be expecting them to put on a pretty big performance.
I think Mitchell Moses might be back. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I think they've got a couple of players that might be back, but yeah, regardless, I think their forward pack and the way that they play, their aggressive style of play is something that we're going to have to match.